Spit off the dome. I'm gonna give you something off the dome right now because we alone. Hello, hello, hello. I just swallowed a rose petal. Got these copper bracelets from Etsy and they were on a discount. I'm not me without bracelets and bangles, personally. I don't really feel like I'm not who I am until I have jewelry on, like certain jewelry. But yeah, I needed these. I like gold and I like copper now. Anyways, hi. Um to whoever is watching this, I just kind of feel like I'm in the mood to share again and talk about things that I feel like are very prevalent and very important to me and just the ultimate, like, all of the human experience or whatever. It's important for you, I'm talking about myself here, the importance of being alone, being single, the importance of being in your own company is for you to always know who you are and be rooted in yourself. So when you finally, because you will, when you finally are in relationships, when you are finally in social environments, when you're finally in when you're finally in these places that you've been asking to be in, things that you actually want, the things that you know, the part of you that is going to make you even more great, the part of you that is going to, like, you know, bring out who you are and your specialty, whatever, um so that you will always know, like, who you are and no one will be able to shift your perception of yourself when you know who you are. And how do you know who you are if you've never really truly allowed yourself to spend time alone? How do you really know what you like? How do you really know how you think? How do you really know what you don't like? What is your true identity if you only are around other identities that are only ever around other identities? How do you truly know who the fuck you are? And I might add that sometimes, in order to know who the fuck you are, you will have to be around other people. So that way you can get a good foundation or basis to determine what you do and don't like, how you would and would like to think, how you would or wouldn't like to think, etc. I think naturally I was always more um self-occupied, usually more so doing things that were in my self-interest, um stuff like that. So I never really got too influenced. Of course, naturally, you will be influenced in this world. That is a normal thing. Um, and if you are, then that's completely fine because I think we all kind of get inspired, influenced, or even programmed for us to think a certain way and be a certain way. But still, at some point, and let's really run it back though, cuz like when I think about my life, I think about, okay, you get taught who you are through who raises you and whatever your upbringing is. A lot of that could be for us religion, certain cultural things, cultural norms, things that we are told you got to do this, you got to be like this, you got to talk like this, you're a boy, you're a girl, la 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 la, whatever. Um you got school, So you're now engaging and being socialized through being you're now engaging and socializing with other people that come from other backgrounds, so you can kind of see where you fit in. When it comes to school, I think school like is plays a very big role in our lives, literally. It has for me personally. um and even in that, it's like people, I think whenever they're going through um middle school, high school, etc., shit, some people kind of already feel like they know what they would and wouldn't do. They know themselves pretty well, because you people come from like different experiences and stuff. So some people are a little bit more grounded than others in school, maybe. Anyways, but I think really that real time is for you to really get to know yourself is after it usually, for me personally, I think it was like after high school. I think that was my time to fuck around and find out. Um, it was my time to be like, you know what, I just want to go wherever I'm led. I just want to do whatever I want to do. But me personally, I still personally like, still went to a community college. I still wanted to do something that felt like, I guess, quote unquote normal. So I ended up going to community college, and then I still had a full-time job at a grocery store. And it was like really good. I was getting like prerequisites out the way. I was working, I had a really consistent paycheck. And I was in a kind of like on and off relationship. I was kind of just doing whatever. I was dabbling into like new things, getting to know people through school, and mainly also like on the job that I worked at, because it was like a really good social environment with like a mixture of people and so much opportunity there, to where it was hard to like not just it was hard to just work there and also not connect with people outside of work, because the place, even though it was a grocery store, it wasn't just a grocery store. Like, it was like one of the best grocery stores to work at slash companies to work at, for a company for a grocery store, to work at in this major city too. So it was like, it's hard not to like interact with people. Like, it was dope. It was really dope. So outside of that, I think I got my experience in like um understanding more of who I was by like interacting with other people, socializing with other people, getting to know other people, going through like relationships and dating other people too. Not just from like the job that I worked at, which um yeah, not from just the job I worked at, but like people that I knew even before, working there and shit like that. So yeah, that helped me, I will say, go through like ups and downs and challenges and stuff. Also, even after that, I had multiple other jobs as well. And I think I was kind of just like, I knew that now I had like a different route that I wanted to take, because I was working at in that store for, I'd already kind of been in like that grocery retail industry for like since high school. I started working out of high school. So, up until like, I want to say 22 is when I was just like, I don't know what I want to do. Well, I did kind of know what I wanted to do, but I was like, I didn't really have a plan. I didn't have a strategy. I was just like, I just know I don't want to be here, so I'm gonna leave, and that's very risky. But I had a um support system for me to be able to do that, because I still lived at home. So I still like had time to bump my head and like quit things, and then COVID happened, and got into another relationship and learning things about myself in that relationship too. So all these things were also like gems that I'm collecting to get to know who I am. Um and it just kind of feels like when I think about it, it just like feels like a huge collage. Like, my life feels like a huge collage of like relationships, experiences, and events, relationships, experience, events that all were kind of ending, whether they were positive or negative, they all kind of worked in my favor. So I appreciate like everything that I've ever really done. But now, also because I've been also experimental, it kind of just, I'm like, well, I've always been experimental with, other people and like going over there and like experiencing them. But it's like, wait, when have I really delved into myself? When was the last time that I really kind of just ignored the invitation? Not that I want to, but when was the last time where I just really focused only on me? When was the last time where I really had the curiosity for me and what I want to do? The last time I really wanted to just get to know who I am more and like be more in depth with myself. And I just feel like that's where I'm at right now. While simultaneously still like very much open to um any kind of connection, but of course depending on what that connection is, which for me would have to be something of like value, something that I feel like enhances the both of us. So that is pretty much me, and what I'm getting at is the point of you pretty much like being alone is for you to know who you are, and to develop your own real interests that are tailored to you, genuine for you. And if you don't do that, then honestly it'll be very easy for you to like jump on something else, or for someone to tell you something about yourself. It'll be real easy, for people to like make you feel some type of way about things or whatever. And because it's like you're so distracted by living for other people, or this companionship with other people sometimes. And there's nothing wrong with that, because we all need that. We all need relationships, but you have to also allow yourself to just be alone, so that way you will always have a very strong sense of self. Because if you don't, then you might as well be a leaf just floating and going wherever the wind takes you, rather than having that still and secure security within you. Personally, right now, I'm gonna read all the books I want to read. I'm gonna watch whatever shows I want to watch. I'm gonna write, journalize, paint, make art, go wherever I can go, whenever I can go. Um, Speak my mind, say what I want, not be afraid to share, not be afraid to not share, because some things are just for me. Um, uh, Kind of, I guess, get used to like going places alone too, being comfortable doing anything alone. I love going to the park. I go to the park a lot alone. Um, every now and then when I feel like eating out, I'll eat out alone too. I don't even want to identify as a loner, but I guess I can say that yes, I find strength in that trait of being a loner. What else can I say? Also for me, like as a creative, it's just it is necessary for me to it's very necessary for me to like spend my time, have my time to myself. I don't care. I guess maybe people can say I've always kind of been like that, but I know like how generous I am. So I think that it makes sense for me to also be very self-oriented, balancing out like that ability to see everybody and make sure everybody's seen and heard and like taken care of as well. Like I balance that out with like focusing on myself and like keeping myself a priority before other people are a priority. As some would say, you can't really do anything if your cup is not already full. You can't pour from an empty cup. So that's also just my method and way of being, is to make sure that I'm taken care of first any damn way. But getting back to being alone, you just have to allow yourself to be okay with yourself. Do crazy, goofy, silly shit alone. Fucking look at the mirror and fucking make crazy faces. Talk to yourself. I talk to myself. Bitch, I'm talking to myself now. Anytime I'm uploading a video, you just watched me talk to myself because, quite frankly, I don't give a fuck if someone were to watch this or not. It's just the fact that I'm like, cool, I might as well upload it and maybe someone else will see. Do silly stuff. Like, do whatever you want to do. Like, just be in your own company if you can. I know that maybe this will not be practical for everyone because people have certain environments that they live in, like home environment that may not, or lifestyle and routine that may not um allow you to really really be alone with yourself, like how I know I can be alone with myself. So to that I will say, make time for yourself. Find a way to have that time to yourself. Find a way to be selfish enough to be able to just, you know, do that one thing or be that one thing. Like, I really think that that's what it is. It's like you're creating a time in space, whatever that time of the day is for you to just kind of like be what you want to be. It doesn't matter. Dress up in your favorite clothes, eat your favorite foods, listen to your favorite songs, dance, read your favorite novelty, watch your favorite movie, do whatever, be curious, something, go out, do something random. It does not matter because all of these are going to help you be more confident, beautiful, um just what word am I looking for? It's gonna help you be more integrated. Like you're gonna integrate or like be more secure and kind of just get to know yourself more when you just allow yourself to just be that. Like you create the space to be who you are. And I think that I'm gonna keep doing it because I personally also have a schedule and a routine that has kind of been, sometimes I find it taken away from my ability to want to create more. The time that I would prefer to create and just be what the hell I want to be, because it's like, oh wait, I got to do this first, I got to finish this, it's a deadline for this, so I get it. Like we all have our lives and we don't always have the leisure time to we don't always have the leisure time to do literally everything that we want to do. So that's why I'm saying, like, I don't care if it's just 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, 30 minutes, whatever. Just you take that time to be yourself. And I guarantee you, you're going to keep building and building and building like that sense of self, or just who you are, like your identity, I guess. Like all that is going to be from everything that you've chosen that is unique to you. It should be original to you, no one else, you know. And when people share things with you, consider that a form of like something that was helping you to also like be more of who you are. When someone shares a song, a book, a movie, a phrase, a quote, a conversation, and you get a gem out of it, just can be like, yeah, you know what? I think I did this. I think I've been creating my life the way I want to, for me to stumble upon this amazing thing, this amazing person, this amazing opportunity, this amazing random thing, you know? So, yeah, I really do think that. Oh my gosh, my cat is driving me insane. It's hard to like talk while he's. Anywho, um, I am so happy that I just am cool with talking to a camera, because personally, I had started talking to myself back in maybe 2019, 18 ish, and I would always make these videos. I have a lot of old videos on my old phone that I will never share. And I would have never thought that, like, fast forward 5 years later, that I'd be actually uploading videos to TikTok, uploading videos to YouTube, just being more vulnerable. And that's what I realized about public speaking, is that it feels very robotic when you are not allowing yourself to be vulnerable and just be honest. And that's another idea that I had yesterday. I was like, you know what? Actually, um everything that you say that you want to be like, you actually are that. You just have to tap into it. And sometimes by tapping into it means that you just admit to yourself, like, hmm, I don't know how to do this. I want to be like this. What can I do? And honestly, if you just do nothing and you let it come to you naturally, something will come to you naturally, I feel like. So when someone says, like, I want to be more confident, I think that literally by you saying that you don't feel confident, you want to be more confident, that in itself is confidence, because you're actually, it took confidence to admit that you're not confident. So you don't even realize that you just told yourself, you were just, confidence is also like vulnerability in itself too. It's not like a fakeness to it. It's just like a, this is who I am. This is real. This is vulnerable. I'm being real. That's a confident thing to do when you're being like open with people. That's a confidence, and you don't even realize, by you saying, I want to be more confident because I don't feel confident, is in itself confidence. Yeah, it is. Like, everything you think that you don't have, everything that you think that you're not, I guarantee you, you do have it. You just have to you just have to like allow it to express itself. Like, you just got to allow yourself to express yourself. Cuz me personally, I've, oh my fucking gosh, I hated talking to, I still don't like talking in public, kind of. It just depends on how I feel. The only real talking exposure, oh lord. Come on, cuz you must really want something. In high school, I would freeze up because I had a lot of anxiety. I had a lot of social anxiety in high school. Every now and then I still get it, but it's nothing like how it was back then. But that was also for certain reasons too. It wasn't just because I was scared. It's just because I don't think that I had like a certain support system growing up that would encourage me to be like. But then again, maybe I did and didn't even realize it. But somewhere as a kid, I think that I just lost that ability to want to express myself and be vulnerable, and be more so shy and like hide and not, want to share parts of myself. So therefore, when I'm also in front of a crowd, it feels like I'm like it, that feels very freaking vulnerable. But at the same time, it's like, well, I could look at it, instead of me thinking like, oh my gosh, all eyes are on me, I don't want people looking at me. It's like, no, like, all eyes should be on me. Y'all should be looking at me, because I should have something to say. Like, I should, I should be in the spotlight if I've get the opportunity. Like, what's up? You know? Instead of it being such a treacherous like thing, it's like, well, bitch, yeah. Look at me. I should, like, let me share my insights. Let me share my intelligence. Let me share my unique perspective. Let me share, my style, because everyone is different. So I think that instead of like now looking at public speaking in a way that's so scary, it's like, why does it have to be so scary? All I'm doing is really like letting people into who I am, kind of. Of course, it can be a little bit more frustrating when there's a specific objective topic at hand. But if you know your shit and you know what you're talking about, you can just kind of be more so in a flow state and stop thinking so much about, oh, I want to do a good job. I want to take all that shit out your mind about doing a good job, and know that the fact that you showed up for yourself, you already understand the topic from the back of your hand, whatever you're talking about or whatever you're presenting. So just be yourself. And I think that's the only way I can truly be like the type of public speaker that I would like to be. I have to literally just be who I am in order for that to be a successful presentation, or for me I can't mimic anyone else. I can be inspired, but I can't mimic anybody. I'm supposed to just be what I am and let that, let people see that. So, um, yeah, that's what I realized. I don't even know how I diverged to that, but that was just a topic. I mean, that was the thought that I got yesterday. I was like, wait, um, everything that we think that we're not, we actually are, or everything that we're trying to access, like these intangible things, this source of power, this whatever, we have that. I don't think we're allowing ourselves permission to express that. But then I also realize, like, yeah, it's easier for some people because maybe how they were brought up, they just kind of naturally, that's just like the norm, that's how they were socialized, versus other people maybe not so much. So I think it also has to do with like maybe how I got socialized or some shit, as to how I'm shy away from like the spotlight, shy away from certain things. Like that's a real thing, and I'm okay with like being shy, because it's like maybe I'm not meant to, like, maybe is I don't feel called right now to be there, versus like certain things I'm like, well, this feels more aligned with like how I feel, or I resonate a little bit more with this, so I feel more comfortable being in that spotlight, so sometimes it really is a time and place for me. But all I can say is, as long as I'm being like myself and okay with that vulnerability, then I really don't have anything to be afraid of. And that's another thing. What is fear? Fear is such a bitch ass thing, because it's like, why should I fear anything realistically? Why? Why? The more fear tries to come to me, I just can never let it get close. I can never let fear truly be anywhere in me, because I'm literally just already existing. Um, that like, like, I don't know. I don't like being afraid of things. Um, so that's a real thing, that's just a real thing, so maybe that can also help somebody who's also listening. Anyways, I think I'm about to be done talking and just chill for the rest of the day. So if you watch this to the end, you're my best friend. Anyways, goodbye. Love you.